Hey, what's up everybody? This is Dr. Yared Vazquez. It's Sunday after the fight, so you guys already know what we do. We discuss the injuries and we discuss the takeaway information from the medical aspect of the fights. Yesterday was bare knuckle fighting. It's all about bare knuckle this Sunday. And the main fight that everybody's talking about today is Artem Lobov against Paulie Malignaggi. Of course, this is an injury recap. So the person with the most significant injuries in this fight is Mr. Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi. Let's pull up the picture of Paulie Malignaggi to better understand the injuries that he suffered during the fight. Here we see the picture where we see that he has a right orbital cut, actually two right small cuts, lateral, one lateral to his orbit and one inferior to his orbit. Now the most significant injury is in the right middle area of the brow. So it is a vertical cut, pretty significant in the medial aspect of the eyebrow. There was some controversy, of course, associated to these injuries because in the post-fight presser, Paulie was telling reporters that there was just one strike in the clinch that caused all this injury. So it was almost like a Kennedy magic bullet. You know, one strike cannot do all those injuries. I think it was around the third or fourth round. But now to better understand these injuries that we're seeing in the picture there, we have to pull up the magic scalpel, guys. So let's pull up the magic scalpel and swipe away Paulie's superficial skin. It won't hurt, I promise. Let's go. Boom. So we see a first layer of muscles revealed, so you can have an idea where the injuries are associated to the muscles. Now let's take all of Paulie's face out of there and highlight the anatomy. Okay, so we're seeing only the muscles exposed right there. So if we go to analyze the injury in the left side, we could see that it's a vertical cut that goes with the grain of the procerus muscle. Now the procerus muscle is the muscle in charge of, or one of the muscles in charge of frowning your forehead. You know, looking worried. So that is a straight down cut there. Possible complication with this, it would have been, if it would have occurred earlier in the round and that cut would have sustained more damage, we would have seen a more significant bleed going into the eye because the supratrochlear and supraorbital arteries and veins are exactly in that vicinity. We can see the picture right there, and that could have hampered the fight. I mean, the fight went the full length, so we're glad that that cut happened later in the fight rather than at the beginning. Of course, the other cuts around the right orbicularis oris muscle are very small, and it looks almost like the outline of a punch. Those cuts will be easily closed with glue. So what possible repair could we do in this injuries, and what could hamper the repair? Well, of course, I mean, it was a blessing that it was a horizontal cut because single interrupted sutures, like we're seeing right there in the video, can take care of this with no problem. If that cut would have been against the grain of the muscle, we definitely would have had complications, or the potential for complications of having dimpling in their skin or a more complicated closure of the injuries. Of course, if that cut would have been more central and more to the middle of the eye and near the lacrimal ducts, we would definitely need the consult of a plastic surgeon. Because anytime the lacrimal ducts or the eyelids are affected, we need an ophthalmologist or a plastic surgeon to take care of these injuries, and the function of the eye is not interrupted. The lip is also a problematic area when it cuts through completely, and we almost need every time a plastic surgeon to help us with this cuts. The repair, of course, like I said before, an uninterrupted rather, simple suture will take care of these cuts on the right eye around the smaller cuts. Glue can definitely take care of this closure with polycrylate glue. So we're definitely happy that the injuries were not as severe as initially they looked. So it's better to learn about them so you guys know the safety of the sport, because I know it's common to contention and a lot of people are talking about the safety. So I was there live in the event and the fighters looked really well afterwards. So the sport is going to grow, and we're going to keep covering it from the aspect of the ringside physician. Thank you guys for your support in the page. Keep liking the videos. I'm glad that you're enjoying them. They will only get better. Thank you.